So if you're someone out there suffering with POTS and you've tried everything, you don't know what's going to work or what's going to help, there's new things that we do here that can help you. For instance, we have BodyChargers, which is an online platform with methods and techniques and technologies that can help you at home. If you want to kick things up a notch, we also have the Nerve Health Institute, which is our clinic, which is even higher level techniques and methods and technologies to be able to help you. So hope this offered hope for you, because remember, we see a lot of people and we know how to help you. And remember, if this is something you're interested in and you want to come to us, definitely get on our schedule, call our office, and get on the books. We do have a limited number of spots, but we want to help you as soon as possible.
Dr. Chris Cormier, and we're going to be talking about POTS. Hello, Dr. Cormier.
Hey.
To start simply, what does POTS actually stand for?
Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. And what that means is basically anytime they're changing positions, it can cause an increase in heart rate. And basically all kinds of symptoms can happen where they can get lightheaded, they can faint, they can get some brain fog. There's all kinds of conditions that happen or symptoms that happen with this condition.
Is POTS the same as dysautonomia or bigger nervous system problems?
They can mimic each other and be virtually the same, because it's dysautonomia is like a problem with your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So like you have two sides. You have one, the sympathetic side is a surviving side of your nervous system, worried, fearful. You know, somebody's going to throw a ball at you, you got to react, right? That's the sympathetic side. The parasympathetic side is the calming, healing, relaxing, digestive, sleeping side. And so we want both sides of that nervous system in any individual to be very strong. But when one side gets weaker, the body can't balance and it'll get over sympathetic, and it starts causing all kinds of things where the body's not healing, it's not digesting, it's not sleeping. And then all these symptoms come about. And so there can be symptoms that are POTS people can definitely, or people that have been diagnosed with POTS oftentimes have this dysautonomia.
Why do some people with POTS faint while others never do but still feel awful?
So that condition, I think the heart rate, when you're changing positions, can sometimes, it can be such a dramatic shift that the body doesn't know what to do other than it's just pass out and reboot. So we have seen some really bad ones that we can maybe talk about with this condition, where they can literally just sit in front of you and we're having a conversation and the next thing you know, they're out.
Wow.
So, or they don't even have to change position sometimes. It can get that bad.
Wow. Does POTS affect teenagers, adults, and women and men any differently?
We're seeing it affect everybody right now. I would say I've seen more women with this condition so far, but it can affect anybody, right? It's just today's world. As I've already not mentioned on this podcast, but I talk about this all the time, how the world's not getting any easier to live in. That's why we're seeing stuff like this. 20 years ago, I've been in practice almost 3 decades. We never saw stuff like this, 10, 15 years ago even. But nowadays, there's more and more and more conditions that are happening like this, like POTS in the body, because our cells in our body are constantly under so much stress in today's world, from physical stresses and emotional stresses to environmental stresses, which are off the chart. The chemicals, pollutants, toxins, additives, preservatives, 5G going on 10G Wi-Fi. It's just never ending, right? So that's why these types of conditions are evolving so fast.
Why are so many patients told that their heart is fine when they clearly don't feel fine at all?
Yeah, so the methodology that, let's say, cardiologists are using, I'm not saying is bad methodology, but it's a lot of what they're looking for is stuff that's been there for a while. It's problems in the heart that have manifested themselves that have turned this bad. Well, we're looking for problems that have barely even started, but we're doing it a different way. And so one example of that would be the brain's connection. Think about this thing being your power company, and it powers up every cell in your body, which is crazy to think about. And nobody has a perfect perfect power to all their cells. We all have cells that have lost power due to the interference around us. The biggest areas in the human body are making sure the brain stays powered to the heart, because this thing right here gets its power from the brain, right? It's crazy to think about. The heart gets its power from the brain. And what if the brain's power to the heart is 50% or 60 or 70%? It may not show up with any abnormalities in a cardiologist's office, but we have ways of finding those weaknesses and repairing them.
Why can heat, stress, illness, or lack of sleep suddenly make everything worse?
So anything with this condition, for instance, any type of small stress, which we're in Louisiana, right? We're in 72 degrees here right now, but you walk outside and it might be 90. And then tomorrow you walk outside, it might be 30, right? So we're constantly adapting to different stresses. And if you don't have any problems that are perceivable, then you think, oh, I'm good. But with this condition, the cells in the body get so weak in certain areas that they can't tolerate even the tiniest little shift in temperature or anything else, positions they're doing. You would think you could stand up and you're fine, right? I mean, you don't even think about it when the cells are normal, but when there's enough cells that are not right in the body, you can't even just change positions. You can't change with temperature.
Wow. When someone with POTS walks into your clinic, the Nerve Health Institute, what do you immediately notice that other tests do not show?
So what we do here is we take a very detailed history. We want to know exactly what that person's been through, all the stresses in their life that they've encountered, physical, emotional, environmental. And then we go through a very detailed neurological exam where we test the brain. So in other words, the brain has the spinal cord coming down, and there's 88 primary nerves that power up every single tiny cell in the entire body, which is crazy to think about. The wiring network of nerves that we really, really have in our bodies is just infinite. And so the methods we're doing, we're actually assessing the power specifically in each one of those 88 nerves, telling a person after what percentage powered up they are. And oftentimes our POTS patients are less than 30%, where the brain's not connected, but less than 30% to those cells. Wow. And that's why they can't handle any kinds of shifts or stresses.
What starts to change when the nervous system finally feels safe enough to regulate again?
It's one of the most fun experiences when we have a patient with this, that they're able to change a position. They're able to stand up and walk without passing out. They're able to tolerate temperature better. And just in all fairness, the body's designed to heal itself. And so the things we're doing here, when we connect the brain to the cells, they get their power supply back. And the body is then able to heal itself because it's healing itself at a higher level. So those patients, it's always wonderful to watch them be able to do the things they want to do again without having to be worried and fearful all the time of just something shifting off.
Yes. POTS is often linked to autoimmune illness, viruses, or trauma. How often is long-term nervous system stress part of the picture?
Yeah, so any stress we encounter, it's much more than just autoimmune. Remember, autoimmune, in my opinion, is where cells get unhealthy in the body, and the conventional medical route thinks that the immune system is attacking healthy cells in the body. But we think differently, where you have healthy, unhealthy, and really like dying cells in the body. The more unhealthy cells you get in a certain spot, then the body will start trying to kill those off. And that's, in my opinion, what autoimmune is. So when instead of suppressing the immune system like conventional does, we target the unhealthy cells and try to get them healthier. I think it's a much better approach than just numbing the immune system, because that makes you even more vulnerable. So that is one of the things we see, but also certainly there are all kinds of pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, all these different things around us, in addition to all the other environmental chemicals and everything that are around, that can stress a cell out, cause the cell to get weak, and it can cause conditions like this to happen. It depends on where the cells are.
Why do many POTS patients develop multiple diagnoses over time?
Because it's hard they have so many symptoms. So some will just be the craziest things. I've literally seen some of the craziest cases with this that you'd ever imagine, where we had one lady one time that would come to see us, and just I think, her condition for 17 years. She just would randomly pass out, like, and it would happen like multiple times a week, where her husband would just be with her and he just would carry her. Right. I mean, she looked like she wasn't even breathing anymore. There was, I mean, we seen her in the office where she's fine and is walking and all of a sudden crashes, like just like a computer would crash.
Wow.
That's what she would do. But we were able, in her case, to reverse it, where and we're also able to coach her and help her at home if she felt a spell, because a lot of times people with this condition will feel like they're about to pass out. They feel it coming on. We're able to actually coach them specifically on where their cells are and exactly what to do to calm that body down, to get those cells better, where those episodes don't have to happen.
Amazing. Many POTS patients often feel supported during appointments. Why does progress often stall at home?
It's because people don't know what to do at home outside taking a pill. Big Pharma's done a wonderful job of just saying pill, right? Even over the counter things. But there's so much more you can do at home than people are aware of. So with our Nerve Health Institute, our clinic, we have all the advanced techniques and methods and technologies here to be able to help people. But that wasn't good enough for me. We wanted to help people at home. So we built out this company called BodyChargers, where we have all of the products I recommend. We have the methods, the techniques, everything I would recommend for home to be able to help people at home. So that's part of the problem, is people don't know all the stuff that we know to do at home. So we even have devices, for instance, that do frequency like this, where you can literally turn this device on, you put it on a certain setting, and it can help regulate your nervous system. It'll target certain cells in your body that helps balance your nervous system or your pancreas or your digestion, all these different settings you can run in here that are just based on frequency, which is a tune of your cells. So each cell in your body has a tune like a guitar string, and they lose their tune due to stress a lot of times. So these devices can help you 24/7. And literally they're just frequency, as Einstein said in the early 1900s, it's going to be the future of medicine. And he's right.
Does building simple daily habits at home help change how the body responds to standing, stress, and fatigue?
Yes. So there's so many tiny things that people are doing wrong. And so with our BodyChargers program community, we have a 28-day cell sparking challenge. And we call it cell sparking because we're trying to teach people daily methods they should be doing that they just don't even think about. And maybe, for instance, one of the things we teach our patients is oxygen's the number one ingredient in all these trillions of cells. And unfortunately, nobody breathes enough, and we don't know what we're breathing anymore. So over time, certain cells in the body lose proper oxygenation and they get sick. And so one simple thing is just better breathing. So in this 28-day challenge, we have all kinds of things that teach you how to breathe better. And then, because it's just our number one ingredient. So if you change that ingredient, it makes you better. But then there's all kinds of other suggestions that we do to teach people, because yes, it's about consistency, nurturing. It's like you have this tree, and if you have a bunch of brown branches, you got to do the right things to nurture it.
How can this kind of awareness and habit building help a POTS patient before they ever even come to the Nerve Health Institute?
That's the goal. I would love if people could just get this, pay attention to their bodies early enough, and then be open-minded enough to say, okay, I don't want to go conventional. I want to stay away from conventional as much as possible. I'm not telling you never need a drug in your life, but where I am, where my family is, we try to avoid it as much as possible. And basically what BodyChargers is a platform where you can use all these different modalities at home, methods, techniques that we have built in that we've proven work at the Nerve Health Institute, but you can use this whole platform at home. And oftentimes people will go just to this platform and get so much relief that they really maybe not even have to come to the Nerve Health Institute.
That's amazing. We've seen public figures, including Halsey, a singer who has spoken openly about living with POTS and dysautonomia, share how disabling this condition can be. And also share how disabling this condition can be, Why doesn't success, money, or access make POTS any easier to live with?
Yeah, so remember with this condition, it is relatively new. And even with conditions that are old, Big Pharma wants to jump in and say, everything about this condition is all about drugs, injections, and surgeries. And we want to just put you on drugs for the rest of your life and make you dependent, because it makes them a lot of money. I mean, I get where they're coming from, right? But on our side, we're focused on getting your body's ability to heal itself. Remember, this is a God-given machine. It's designed perfectly to heal itself. They don't want you to know that. And so when it comes to that simple fact, we are out there now educating people on this, because when you do the right things, I feel like over the years, it's gotten so easy for me just to figure out how God made the body, and then how to get it when it's not healing itself and you develop a condition like POTS. You got to do the exact right things to get it to heal itself, and use the right resources, use the right methods, and it will heal itself, because that's how it's designed. But you just got to do the right things, not only in our clinic, but also at home.
We kind of spoke of one earlier, but in your own clinic at the Nerve Health Institute, what are some of the most severe cases of POTS that you've seen, and what do they tend to have in common?
The most severe was the one I talked about earlier, and that one was just, I mean, it was scary for my clinic, right? Because she would just be totally fine having a conversation, and you just watch her like go down. I mean, it was crazy, scary as to, and it happened so many times because we worked with her for several months, but luckily, not luckily, but methodically, we were able to shift her nervous system so much, and we don't really see her that much anymore because she's apparently doing better. But we have some other ones, just for people out there, if they're too severe, sometimes it's hard to reverse them. I've seen others where they're so severe that it's like their cells don't want to shift. And we've seen plenty of other, oh my goodness, so many others where there may be, like the one I talked about that was severe that we reversed. There are plenty in the mild to moderate and even severe that we've been able to reverse those as well. But you just, again, it takes doing the right thing. So when people come to see us, we'll typically do our initial assessment, try to figure out a corrective plan to go through to try to correct that nervous system and get it back balanced to where it's working efficiently.
Amazing. If someone has been told that they have POTS and there is nothing more to do, what assumption should they question first?
Start to think with an open mind, right? Always believe that your body has the ability to heal itself. You just have to do the right things. And there's a whole nother world that exists that people don't know about. Most people just think conventional, just the whatever my doctor says. But I can promise you, from our perspective, we have a whole nother world that exists that most people don't know about. And it's all about maximizing or optimizing the body's ability to heal itself.
And lastly, what is the most damaging sentence a POTS patient can hear early in their journey?
That it's not going to go away, that they're going to have it permanently, that they're going to require lifelong support, and there's never going to be a cure. That to me is totally false. It is reversible. You just got to do the right things. You have to use the right resources, the methods, the techniques to be able to help. And you certainly have to find somebody who really cares like we do. We just care about results. And each person gets customized suggestions and customized treatments based on their needs. And each POTS patient, in all fairness, is different, right? Certain ones may have cells that are weak over here, and other ones have cells that are weak over here. So we got to do the right things to get each individual better with this condition. But anything's possible with the human body.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Cormier.
So if you're someone out there suffering with POTS and you've tried everything, you don't know what's going to work or what's going to help, there's new things that we do here that can help you. For instance, we have BodyChargers, which is an online platform with methods and techniques and technologies that can help you at home. If you want to kick things up a notch, we also have the Nerve Health Institute, which is our clinic, which is even higher level techniques and methods and technologies to be able to help you. So I hope this offered hope for you, because remember, we see a lot of people and we know how to help you. And remember, if this is something you're interested in and you want to come to us, definitely get on our schedule, call our office, and get on the books. We do have a limited number of spots, but we want to help you as soon as possible.